everybody, welcome back. It is the third week of September, and all of you did very well on your book quiz. A couple of people missed one in particular, and of course that movie, the money that a book author gets in advance of the writing of their. I just answered the question. Yes, when an author gets money ahead of their book being written or being published, that's called an advance. A couple of you missed the word advance. But otherwise, you all did very well on your book quiz. Hey, it's an open book quiz, so what the hell, you know. Now, we're going to go into newspapers this week. Big chapter, especially the history and where we are today. But I'm going to hold off on that for a couple of days, and here's the reason why. One of the things, I might have talked about this earlier in the semester, but let me make it, stress it right here. One of the things about this course that has been prevalent ever since I started teaching it here at Bergen 21 years ago is that there are going to be times when we would take the opportunity to have discussions about things that are currently going on in mass media. There are times, for example, I remember when Hurricane Katrina hit in 2005, the first day of class. We ended up talking about that for over 2 hours about the media coverage and what people saw, what they didn't see, what their perceptions were. But anytime that something currently is happening in mass media, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about it. Well, there's something I want to talk about today, and I want to get your feedback from it also. One of the things that we've been seeing a lot lately when it comes to television is typically one of the most popular type of programming all year are award shows, especially award shows that target a younger audience, particularly you people, okay? And when I say you people, I'm talking people in your age bracket, that young adult age bracket. Well, as we saw this past Sunday night, the Emmy Awards, which is the awards for television excellence, they only pulled in about 6 million people. Now, granted, they were up against the Sunday Night Football game. And remember, Sunday Night Football has pretty much been the most watched TV show for the past 7 to 8 years. But, of course, they've seen a real steady decline. Probably starting about 4 years ago, when long before the pandemic, when the NFL started to get a little political. With the whole thing about the national anthem, the kneeling. Now, I'm not talking about what your perspective is, whether you're supporting it, you're against it, whatever. The bottom line is that when someone like the NFL takes a particular stance, you're going to isolate a part of your audience. And that's what happened in the NFL. So you had Sunday Night Football, even like 4 or 5 years ago, pulling in a good 22, 23, 24 million people every Sunday. To this past Sunday, it was great, but it only was 16.1 million people. And the reason why I say it was only 16.1 million people is that you're talking about the two most exciting players in the NFL today, and that's the quarterback for the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, and the quarterback for the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, and yet they only pulled in 16 million, which again is about 6 to 7 million more, 6 to 7 million less than what they were doing about 4 or 5 years ago. And now, of course, with the media landscape the way it is since COVID hit, 60 million now is actually pretty good. But still, not the kind of numbers that they were seeing just a few years ago. But so the Emmy Awards only pulled in about 6 million, and then they started rehashing over a couple of earlier broadcasts this year. Number one, the Grammy Awards. The Grammy Awards had horrible ratings. I don't think they even pulled in 5 million people. And of course, the Grammy Awards, for those who don't know, is excellence in music, all kinds of music. And of course, the Grammy Awards had their worst telecast, viewing-wise, in the history of the telecast. It's the lowest rated Grammy Awards ever. And then, of course, more recently, MTV's Video Music Awards, or the VMAs. This used to be the granddaddy for young people. The VMAs were sometimes looked at as being even more important than the Grammys when it came to music. Especially when, as I would say back in the day, when there was a lot less gray up here, yeah, we actually would watch videos on MTV. And even though there were a lot of people who appeared on that VMAs, It was the lowest rated VMA. I think it was only 2 weeks ago. It was the lowest rated VMA telecast ever. It averaged, are you ready for this? 900,000 people. That means not even 1 million people. Now, there's a lot of young people in this country, and you love your music. And you love your music videos, because I see some of them getting billions of views. I know that the Ginger, what was it, Sheeran, with the fighting boxing thing. I remember when he hit 1 billion views a couple of years ago, real quick. The Fighting You or something. I can't remember the name of the song. But I know Ed Sheeran had one in particular that hit like 1 billion views just within a few weeks after it hit, or after it was released. So for the VMAs to now have its worst ratings ever, my question to you guys is, as I would if we were in class right now, if we were in a classroom, I would look at you and I would say, why is this happening? Because the people who are not watching are the people who they're targeting. And the people who they're targeting is you. You who's 18, 19, 20 years old. Why are you not watching the VMAs anymore? Why are you not watching the Grammys? What is it with these award shows that target you, that used to get very good ratings, used to get millions of people watching? Why are they not pulling them in anymore? So this is what I want you to do. This is part of your class participation. I want you to do a little research. I want you to look up at least 2 articles talking about the recent VMA telecast and its ratings, or the recent Grammys, which was a couple months ago, but the Grammy Awards and their ratings. And maybe how they talk about, and again, there's going to be newspapers, magazines, vlogs, there's going to be all kinds of things out there. And then I want you to give me at least a 5-sentence paragraph after doing your research, and I want you to list for me, and you don't have to do MLA format, people. Just give me the link of the article that you found, at least 2. Provide me just the link, the web link. But I want you to tell me, after researching at least 2 articles, tell me in your opinion, 5-sentence paragraph, why these award shows, especially the Grammys and the VMAs, are no longer being viewed, especially by young people. All right? Now, you'll have till Thursday night at 11 p.m. I'll give you till 11 p.m., not 8 p.m. Thursday night at 11 p.m. to get that in. It's part of your class participation. But this would be something, to be honest with you, as I've had happen before, this discussion might even take up the entire class period if we were meeting on, say, a Tuesday or a Thursday. So get to those, and I really look forward to reading what you find as to, and then of course forming your opinion as to the reason why young people are staying away from these award shows. All right, you guys, get to it, and I will be talking about newspapers on Thursday.